Drop out. BB King. First of all, we need to be developing technologies. Because that's where we fall behind it. You see what I'm saying? That's why I always be saying it's not necessarily a smart move to be, you know, attacking militarily. Because you're not ready yet. You can't be a superpower when the same people you buy your artillery from. How the hell you gonna win a war, you know, and you buying the guns from the motherfuckers you warring with? So we need superior weapons. All them nations, the reason why they invade Africa, then and now, is for the resources. This is how they make it all these technologies. This is how our ancient ancestors made all those technologies. Cobalt, you see what I'm saying? This, that, and the third. And you know, the new program or whatnot, those alloys, those metals, all of that is coming from out the African continent. Problem is, our people never really specialized, you know, in warfare on that level. We had ancient militaries, but they was only formed in defense after invasions. So we, you know, that we've been dealing with for a while, being behind, you know, in technology. But we was the first ones that had it. So at one point, they was behind in technology and they was jealous of it. So what did they do? Once they invaded and started to see certain things and take certain things and be able to create certain things, they had to create something in order for you not to be able to take it back. Now the Moors took the blueprint for the gun into Spain. It was only a diagram. And then they the ones formulated it together with, you know, because in Asia, they was dealing with, you know, pyro, you know, fireworks or whatnot. So, you know, they put two and two together and made the gun or whatnot. And, you know, the United States military, you know, is very powerful. They spend more money on their military than they do anything else. Period. I mean, you got to realize they don't went around the world, still going around the world, you know, taking people resources, not just in Africa, but all around the world. So they have to have a strong ass military. Period. And, you know, I look at the shit and I'm like, damn, you know, I was in here just a minute ago watching the movie, that shit called Outpost. And it's a new movie, 2020. Don't ask me how I seen it. But this is when they in the, you know, this was when they was in Afghanistan. And they in the Hindu Kush Mountains. Kush Mountains. Okay? And, you know, they in this outpost where, you know, they at the, which was stupid. Why, I don't know why the United States would put them there, because this, you know, really happened and whatnot. And they in this outpost, and they down at the bottom, over the top of, you know, thousands of foot mountains, you know, and they, you know, surrounded by these mountains, and they down in a little ravine in the bottom. And so when you look down in the bottom, you can easily triangulate, you know, exactly, because it's a big camp. I don't know why they would put an outpost there. So they was always waiting for the Taliban to come or whatnot. And, you know, some of the, they was working with the local people or whatnot, to try to keep peace in the area or whatnot. But they was trying to rid the area from the Taliban. And the local people kept telling them like the Taliban gonna come because they know y'all here. And the Americans not taking it serious. They in there drinking and BS and whatnot. And so the Taliban come, and they come damn near 10,000 strong, and they attack this camp, and they high up in the Kush Mountains or whatnot, and they shooting down on the Americans. Now that's the worst position to be in when the enemy got the high ground, because you always want to in military, you always want to take the high ground, because whoever take the high ground got that advantage of that height. You see what I'm saying? So that means you gotta come to me. You gotta come to me, and you gonna know better not to come to me because I got that high ground. So the Taliban got the high ground, and they started to breach the fort. You see what I'm saying? And they trying to call for air support, but can't get through. They can't get to them right now. And so, the Taliban breached the fort, and they start killing up all the American soldiers. And in one of the scenes, one of the soldiers on top of the one of them armored vehicles shooting a 50 cal into the mountains or whatnot. And they shot back, an AK bullet, hit one of them in the head. Luckily, he had on a bulletproof helmet. And that shit bounced right off his motherfucking helmet. He was like, you know what I'm saying? It didn't even affect him at all. It didn't. So they using some nice Teflon, but I was thinking, they need to be, all the way a whole Teflon suit while they out there. Because I was noticing, they got the vest, they got the helmet, and all that shit Teflon, but they need a whole Teflon suit. So when they out there shooting, at least it won't be no fatal shots and shit. You see what I'm saying? Cause they got the full body suits, but them shit's expensive. But in the US military got the money to do it. You know what I'm saying? That's some guy, because if you gonna have them out there, you gonna need them with the best, artillery or whatnot. So when they out there moving or whatnot, you know what I'm saying? Even if someone get shot and get killed, it'll have to be, they get shot directly in the face or something. Cause their suit, I think it only show like, your eyes, nose, and mouth and shit. And it's all Teflon though. But they probably learned from that incident. You see what I'm saying? Because I think that shit was in, 2009 or something. But they done made a movie about it. And y'all need to go watch it. It's called Outpost and shit. I always like some good war stories and shit. My papa just passed this Saturday that just passed and shit. And he loves some war story, MASH and shit. You know what I'm saying? What he like most though is like cowboys and Indians. He'll sit there all day and watch this shit. You know what I'm saying? The Predator and shit. Like he like military type shit. And so, dealing with, technology or whatnot, that's not a smart move necessarily for black people, in America, like we was talking about, Grandmaster Jay and them and shit. Okay, good showing. But, all our peoples is not on deck. We outnumbered. So what we gonna do? Just go out there and just jump out the window already? Just cause you don't want to go to Africa, formulate a real plan, create some real weapons that either equal or either be greater than the ones that they got. Then come back and fight. We could do that shit in 5 years, bro. And that, that's a timeline where all of us can still be ready. You see what I'm saying? Then that way we can get the women and children away from here. And cause I'm saying that shit for y'all. Cause that's not my plan. My plan is to go to Africa and let y'all, deal with this shit. Though we gonna work with you on whatever y'all need over here. And whatever we need over there, y'all work with us. But, that military thing, we got to get a cap on that, and, some training and shit like that. You can't do that shit over here. In America, either you gonna be all you can be, or your ass gonna be deemed a terrorist, nigga. Cause you're not gonna be able to go out there and just be doing all this shit, nigga. Cause when they out there in the woods, just on some, they be saying going hunting. When they saying going hunting, that ain't all that they out there doing. Them motherfuckers know history, so they'll go into a historic area and go in that motherfucker and be treasure hunting, nigga. You see what I'm saying? And more than just that, they be exploring and all that shit and training while they in the woods. Negroes don't do that. So just on the mentality, Negroes ain't going in no goddamn woods. And I don't suggest you do. You might run into one of these people right here, with this camo on. And, they might stalk your ass through the whole woods. It's stories like that. Just imagine some shit like that. You in the woods fishing and shit. And you notice it's a motherfucker. Some shit get to moving. It's a motherfucker that been sitting over there in the bushes the whole time, with a camo suit on and shit. You ain't even seen it. He had the gun pointed right and he started walking towards your ass. You know what I'm saying? But if you had some training, you would be more prepared for a situation like that. You see what I'm saying? Because you're going to have that tang on you. You feel me? And then, you can work with it. So, go get the Art of War, Sun Tzu and shit. Go read that shit. That shit is read in every military college, in the world and shit. Because you need to start studying the military and, strategies and shit you can use. But the only way we really gonna be able to pop some shit off, some of us gonna have to go to the crib, get the baby somewhere, and the women somewhere safe, and then we can really make some moves. Go home and get some training, because niggas in Africa been warring forever. With guns too. We done had Black Panthers and, Deacons of Defense or a little something like that. But, they get popping over there. Thankfully, it's areas in Africa that's fully safe. Some of the more safer countries in the world is in Africa. So I'm gonna go, family. The baby's messing with me. We gonna keep working. But remember, tomorrow, 7 o'clock sharp, Aboriginals exposed 2 Africans came before Columbus. All right, Jah Power. Big King.